Okay, in this episode, we're going to talk about how to get an item to move on App Inventor. And there's a couple of ways around this, but we're going to talk about the one that I like to use. So you can choose to find a different way of doing it. That's entirely up to you. But I will show you some basic codes. Now, if you notice, I imported an image and then I remove the background of it so that it does look like it's just sitting on top of my background. You don't see the frame around it. It came with a white background. I removed it using that program I spoke about earlier. So how do I make it move? Well, I've added two buttons just left and right so you guys can see how that actually works. Now, I added arrow elements into it as the pictures, so I uploaded those into my media section and then put them as my background for the image itself. Now, in the code block, here's all I did. To help you go up, down, left, and right, I created a procedure called move, and I added two inputs. All I did is clicked on the settings wheel, added an input, gave those two a name, and that's what they're called. I gave it heading and speed. This way, when I call heading and speed, regardless of which button I'm moving, heading and speed will be relevant to just that button click. Okay, I can do an up and down or a left and right call. So now I created two buttons, as you saw back here on my designer. I have two buttons in my components. I renamed them left and right. Very easy. So when I click the left button, I make the call to my procedure, which I created here, and I said my heading is 0, meaning it's always facing left or right or left. It's not going to change. And my speed will indicate which direction I'm going. So my speed left is a negative going to the left on the screen, and speed right is going to the right on the screen is a positive. Okay, like an X and Y coordinate, anything past 0 to the left is a negative, past to the right is positive. So remember it in those terms. Now, all I have to do is just input numbers. I don't have to make any changes to this call. All I do is say set the heading and the speed right here, get the heading and speed, calls it right here. I input those two numbers and boom. Now, if you really want to have some fun, you could make those randomized if you really want to get into it. But that's how you can do this with X and Y. Now, I can also do this with a Z command so that it would go up and down. That would be my heading would be up and down on a Z level. Okay, so you go Y up and back down. So heading could be a positive number and then back down for a negative number if that's what you were getting into. In this case, it's simply just a left and right movement, so I don't want to do anything. Okay, that's all for now. I'm Mr. B. Have a great day.